what is visible even 1 kilometer away.
All right. Peace comes at a cost, but the cost of conflicts or war is far greater. The federal government says it will spend about 2 trillion naira on the implementation of the pacts with the organized labor to avert nationwide strike. Meanwhile, the National Assembly has assured Labour of full implementation of the 35,000 naira additional salary for federal workers and pronounced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 35,000 naira jumbo package. So it will spend, federal government will be spending additional 2 trillion naira to implement this. Asuka, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I think the federal government has to find first, let me say that it's a good thing that Labour and the FG have been able to agree, on something. Because before it used to be, they didn't come up with something that is concrete. But this is more detailed. At least they now have timelines for these things, and then figures for everything they want to do. Yeah. So with 2-3 trillion, it was even broken down, from the 35,000 will cost federal government about 315 billion because it's a 6-month plan, okay? And then the 100 billion that is committed to CNG buses also is part of this same 2 trillion. The 55,000 CNG conversion kits, which will go to about 84 units, but 2 per state, and then some additional places, is about 400 billion. Then FG will also construct CNG stations and all that. So then we also have monies for 75,000 for the 15 million for the poorest Nigerians as well as the pensioners. So it's a step forward, because before, most people were thinking that NLC will go. I think they were really serious about the strike, and it was good that the FG they were able to come up with this, resolution.
Today I saw the picture of Better Edu with someone.
Yeah. So yes, because
kicking off.
I think she did that over the weekend.
Okay.
But it's better because right now she says she wants to verify the register.
Okay.
Because I know the state governments were saying
so
that
she's looking for the vulnerable people.
The real people.
Go to that Makoko.
Lagos now. The forest of the poor. Some of them are there.
Yes. Yeah, Makoko.
You can't afford.
Because you can't live there now.
No.
Yeah, of course. Because the thing is, what she wants to do is, if you say your name is you are Mr. ABC, she wants to know, okay, are you Mr. ABC? Where do you live? You live here. Okay, fine. You tick. So that is what she wants to really do. It's not about bringing names and then she will now agree that, okay, these are the names. She wants to identify. That's why she's going to those places herself. She is going to Makoko. She will go to other places. I heard that she's not even going to be in Abuja for a very long time, from what I gathered, and which is good. So that Nigerians will know that when we say poor, the poorest of the poor is going directly to them. The money is going direct. And it's just for 3 months. But how the federal government and how they will get this money, because I heard yesterday one of the chairman House Committee on I think gas was complaining about how the 100 billion will come, that the president should come to the Senate to look for money from them for extra budgetary expenses.
Environment.
Environment.
2 trillion naira is not too much for the federal government to pay to get this industrial piece, to make sure that Labour does not shut down the economy, and that all the parties will come into agreement.
Yes, even without Labour issuing threats, government has an obligation to cushion the effect of this fuel subsidy removal. And government made that promise that it should do it. But it kept vacillating until Ajero and his people felt, well, they could no longer take it anymore. Those meetings were not being held when they should be held. And today, I'm happy that at least we are close to a resolution of the matter. And for government for Labour to say, okay, 30 days. As I said last Friday, Labour is helping us to achieve good governance. Because part of achieving good governance is to be on the toe, keep your leaders on their toes.
Yes.
Make sure that they do what they need to do. We've said here that there should be timelines to promises made by government. I'm happy that that's what we are seeing now, because Labour insisted on timelines. So we will now see what will happen, you know, in the next few weeks. There has to be a minimum wage. What they are talking about, this 35,000 naira award, is not meant to be permanent. Once there is a new minimum wage, we will roll with that. But they also realize that a new minimum wage has to come with a fresh budget.
Yes.
There's no way
time. We can't die before the new one
Before the new one
just
will
use this.
do this for us, and that's going to be done. Other things like the CNG thing, all of these things take time. It will take some time to build those filling stations where people can go and have their cars
Converted to...
No, after the conversion.
Okay.
There will be stations where you
can go there and
fill your car, just like you are filling your gas.
Yes.
You know, and then the kids, they also build centers for conversion. Those things, the way I see it, it could be like maybe January, February before we really see that happen. But the important thing is...
Kola Ali is calling us from Lagos. Thank you for joining us, Kola. Hello, Kola Ali.
Journalist stands out.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
I want to make a contribution on Mr. Jide Otitoju.
You can't make contribution on Jide Otitoju.
Make contribution on what we are discussing, not me. Why do you want to make contribution about me? Make contribution on our discussion.
Hello, Kola Ali.
It's not a personal thing.
Well, you can't attack him.
You can. No, who knows? Maybe that's what he's planned. I will have given you it back straight.
He's saying his opinion.
I'll give you your vote.
So this thing will not come as Jide has projected.
Yes.
It will take a while.
It will take a while.
Circulates.
I think from now that we have this, outlined, what Labour should be doing is constant engagement with the federal government. They shouldn't just go to sleep. And then the federal government, the communication team should also help in that they need to also tell Nigerians every month, since we now have, now it's 30 days, even if it's every week, on Friday, this is how far we have gone.
Yes.
The money is available.
Yes.
We have sent so number of people, because it is that will help a lot of Nigerians.
They spotted that.
To even respect,
in terms of
have confidence in the government.
With Nigerians.
Exactly.
People coming out to speak on behalf of government.
Exactly, Ayo. Because then once they do that, when they do that,
be better.
People will trust whatever the government.
Giving us the timeline, giving us
what they are doing,
updates on what the president has.
What you are doing about the naira. The exchange rate. You need to communicate with Nigeria. You need to give them hope that this is where you are going, because the finance minister said, look, this thing will not last. They are clearing backlog of
so that
this thing
can come down.
And we know that it makes sense to clear the backlog, but people need to know that this is what you are doing.
Yes,
instead of giving people a feeling that you are not doing anything, whereas we are doing so much.
Exactly.
So now. Labour has said that they are going to, the committee will go and see what's going on with the refineries. It's a good step.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
monitor
they are no longer
monitor the money.
To be told
that this is the state of the refinery.
We have a stake in this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You said it will be ready
in December.
Let us go there to see the extent of work, so that we can be sure that that December, it will be ready.
Exactly.
So it's a good thing. There is the timelines that even make me happy, because you now have to work towards this. Look at the minimum wage thing, that there was no meeting. Now they are saying, okay, within 1 month, the committee will be set up to work on a new minimum wage. That is good. Everyone knows that, okay, within the next 30 days, that committee must be set up. Once it's set up, they start work. Because it could take like 6-7 months before a resolution happens. So let those steps, those little steps towards achieving our aims, let's see those steps being taken. I think that is what I like about what has happened. Because I believe if Nigerians can buy fuel at 150 naira per liter, because which is what this CNG thing means, honestly, many people will be relieved. How many people can buy fuel 600 and something naira per liter? In some places, 660. How many people can afford that? You buy, somebody said he bought fuel of 5,000 naira that it didn't even seem like he bought fuel. He wanted to quarrel with the petrol.
The gauge will not.
Things have changed.
Yes, sir.
Things have changed. 5,000 is not a lot.
No.
It's not a lot.
At all.
If
It's
you are
not like
driving
buying 5
a V6,
liters.
You are driving a V6 now. It's like I don't know what to say.
Maybe when the CNG thing comes, many people will convert. It makes sense.
All right.